This movie begins on a nature walk. Lisa is a nature guide. She is showing a group of children the wetlands. Lisa notices that Judy is missing. Judy wandered away from the group. Bigfoot is watching her. Lisa hears Judy screaming. She runs to save her. Lisa reaches Judy. Judy saw a dead animal. Lisa takes her back to the group. Bigfoot lets them leave. Then we're at the local bar. Todd and Bob stop in for a beer. There's a troublemaker in every bar. This one doesn't like Bob. Todd is the town sheriff. He tells the troublemaker to sit down. Lisa arrives at the bar. She tells the sheriff about the wetlands tour. They wonder what's killing the deers. They think it might be a bear, but they can't recall ever seeing a bear. Then we leave the bar momentarily. Bigfoot is having a snack. A little dog is chained up in a yard. Bigfoot takes the dog and the chain. Then we return to the bar. A man overheard their discussion about the dead deer. He tells them Bigfoot is killing them. The sheriff replies, "Yeah, right, George. Sure thing." George insists that it's Bigfoot. The troublemaker tells him to shut up. George tells him where to get off. The jerk threatens George. Bob stands up for George. Then the fool threatens Bob. The jerk comes after Bob. Todd intervenes and knocks him down. Todd offers to help him up, but the idiot calls him an SOB. So Todd hits him again. He tells some friends to drag him outside. Lisa tells Todd, "Nice job, Sheriff." Bob drives Todd home. He helps him walk to his front door. As he is leaving, he sees Bigfoot. He says, "What the hell was that?" Then he drives away. A bird watcher is enjoying his day. He loves taking pictures of the wildlife. He's having a very good day. Then out of nowhere, Bigfoot appears. It tears the bird watcher to pieces. The bird watcher's wife reports him missing to the sheriff. The sheriff ensures her that they will find him. Bob tells Lisa about seeing Bigfoot. She is a little skeptical. Bob shows her what he had found on Google. There were 345 Bigfoot sightings in Ohio last year. He also reads that Bigfoot likes to eat the liver from deers. Then Bob and Lisa are talking to the sheriff. A radio call comes in. The search party tells the sheriff to come to the raccoon trail. The sheriff wants to know what they found. They reply, "You need to see it for yourself." They arrive at the crime scene. The paramedics are preparing to remove the body. The sheriff tells them he wants to see it. They show him the body. He is shocked and says, "Sweet Jesus. No one has ever seen anything like it." Todd asked, "Where's his leg?" They reply, "We're still looking for it." Todd says something big got him. Bob responds it wasn't a bear. Then he tells them it was Bigfoot. They all laugh at him. Everyone is making fun of Bob. Then Bob tells the sheriff what he saw. The sheriff tells Bob to go wait in the car. As he is leaving, they all laugh about his opinion. As Bob walks to the car, Bigfoot is watching him. At the coroner's office, they discuss the body. The sheriff asked what kind of weapons were used. The coroner replies there's no sign of weapons. He was just torn apart. It was done by some kind of animal. The local troublemaker is at it again. He's bragging in the bar about killing whatever's out there. He's going to get the boys together. Lisa is out in the wetlands again. She tells the sheriff she found a dead bear. He is shocked by the condition of the carcass. He says Jesus is all torn apart. What could do this to a bear? He receives a call of a missing child. Lisa leaves with the sheriff. Then we see a search party. They are searching the woods for the little boy. They roam through the woods calling his name. Bigfoot is watching their every move. Now we are in the sheriff's office. His deputy brings him some pictures. They are from the birdwatcher's camera. Before Bigfoot killed him, he shot some photos. The sheriff is shocked at what he sees. He says we've got some kind of wild creature out there. Now the guys from the bar drive up. The back of their pickup is filled with weapons. They all grab their guns. They start checking them out. Clem, Elmer, Homer, Jethro, and Rufus. They all walk over to see Lisa. They tell her they're going hunting. They say they'll find that thing and kill it. Lisa tells him not to do it. They reply, "You can't stop us." She responds, "I know someone who will." They just laugh and continue on their way. Lisa tells the sheriff about the vigilantes. She tells him they are heavily armed. The sheriff gives Bob a gun. He tells him he needs his help. Now we're in the wetlands with the vigilantes. They are fearless and whatever's out there is dead meat. Elmer stops to admire the scenery. Homer tells his team to blast anything that moves. Clem raises his hand and has to go number 2. Homer tells them okay, then catch up with us. Glenn finds a good spot and drops his pants. Bigfoot is watching him closely. Clem finishes relieving himself. He feels that something is following him. He thinks it might be the guys. He tells them to knock it off. Then Bigfoot charges towards him. The other guys can hear him screaming. Homer says go see what's wrong with that idiot. Rufus leaves the team to find Clem. He strolls through the thick marsh, shouting for Clem. Bigfoot is close by and can hear him. He walks upon Clem's rifle. As soon as he sees it, Bigfoot grabs him. The remaining team members can hear Rufus screaming. Homer says go see what's wrong with that guy. Jethro replies I think we should wait. Homer responds what are you afraid of? He calls them a bunch of chickens. Homer takes the lead to find out where the others are. They walk through the thick marsh. Homer is shouting where are you idiots? Then they split up and Homer goes alone. Bigfoot is preparing for its next victim. Jim and Elmer have had enough. They agree to get the hell out of here. But it's too late, Bigfoot has found them. It grabs Elmer by the neck. He takes aim and shoots Bigfoot. Jeb trips and falls. Bigfoot tears him apart. Now Homer is alone. He roams through the marsh, calling for the others. Then he sees their rifles on the ground. He turns around and is face to face with Bigfoot. Homer punches Bigfoot. Then Homer says a quick Hail Mary. Then Bigfoot crushes his skull. Now the sheriff and Bob arrive. The sheriff calls out where are you Homer? Then we see Homer's body being dragged away. Bob sees Jeff's body. They are in shock. Then the sheriff finds Elmer's body. The sheriff calls the office. He tells them to send the coroner and lots of body bags. They too are being watched by Bigfoot. Bigfoot flashes by them and they cock their weapons. There is movement in the marsh. They both open fire. The sheriff says let's get the hell out of here. They run away as Bigfoot watches. The sheriff is getting ready to leave the bar. He leaves and walks to his car. A large shadow appears on the wall. He starts to unlock the car door. He hears something behind him. He turns around saying come out, whoever you are. He walks over to a dumpster. A cat jumps in front of him. He tells the cat you scared the crap out of me. He talks to the cat, but it gets spooked and runs away. The sheriff hears growling behind him. He thinks it's a prank and smiles and laughs. He says nice try whoever you are. He turns around and is face to face with Bigfoot. He says so is true you are real. Bigfoot grabs him by his neck. Bigfoot drives his fist into his chest. It pulls out his intestines, holding them in its hand. Bigfoot tosses the sheriff's lifeless body to the ground. Bob is driving by the bar. He sees the police and the ambulance. He stops to see what's going on. The deputy stops him. He tells him he shouldn't go over there. He tells him it's the sheriff. Then Bob runs over to see for himself. The coroner tells him it's not a pretty sight. They pull back the blanket. Bob sees the sheriff's body with his chest torn open. They cover him back up and take him away. At the coroner's office, they examine the remains. The coroner says he's missing his heart and liver. Bob decides to kill this thing once and for all. He goes to his personal armory. He holds the sheriff's badge. He makes a silent pledge to avenge the sheriff's death. He gets on his beast and prepares for battle. He knows where Bigfoot is. He travels down the highway determined to kill it. He arrives at the rock crushing plant. Bob lights a flare and drops it on the ground. He walks back to his bike. He turns around and sees Bigfoot. They stare at each other. Then Bigfoot charges at Bob. It knocks Bob to the ground. Bob's gun goes flying through the air. Bob tries to reach it, but Bigfoot stops him. Bob turns on the conveyor belt. Bob jumps on the conveyor. Bigfoot almost grabs him. Bigfoot watches as Bob goes to the top. When he reaches the top, he falls down the backside. But Bigfoot is waiting for him. Bigfoot begins hitting Bob. Bob tries to get away from it. Bigfoot is getting ready to finish him off. But then Lisa saves the day. She strikes Bigfoot from behind. Bigfoot backhands her and she's out like a light. He shows a knife into Bigfoot's chest. He tells Bigfoot it's not nice to hit a lady. Bigfoot pulls the knife out. Then Bob punches it in the nose. Bigfoot uses its backhand on Bob too. Bob goes flying through the air. As he gets up, Bigfoot is on his way. It grabs Bob by the neck. It's getting ready to tear out his heart and liver. But Bob's not going down without a fight. He pulls out a flare and shows it Bigfoot's face. Bigfoot howls out in pain while holding its face. Bob makes it over to his bike. He starts shooting more flares at Bigfoot. There just happens to be several barrels by Bigfoot. They all contain gasoline. They catch fire and explode. Bob thinks that Bigfoot is dead. But Bigfoot is still alive. Bob is disappointed and comes up with a new plan. He flexes his muscles and tells Bigfoot, "Okay, let's do this." Bigfoot accepts the challenge and begins running. Just before Bigfoot reaches Bob, George saves the day. He drives his truck into Bigfoot. His truck has the large spears attached to the front. Bigfoot is full of spears and totally dead. George tells Bob, "I told you Bigfoot was real." Bob tells George, "I'll never doubt you again." George asks Bob if he can keep the body. George pokes Bigfoot with a stick. He says, "This is what you get for eating my daddy." When George was a child, he saw Bigfoot eat his father. For all those years, no one believed his story. Now he has proof. Lisa finally regains consciousness. She sees Bob and is relieved that he is still alive. They embrace and kiss. She asks George, "Are you sure it's dead?" Bob tells her yes, it's definitely dead. And the two of them happily walk away, hopefully to live a quiet and normal life together. If you enjoyed watching this short version of Bigfoot, please click the subscribe and like buttons and leave a comment. And thanks for watching.